Alright folks, the deck is a Razzle-Dazzler Shaman. The goal of the deck is to play good stuff on curve, working our way towards a Razzle-Dazzler after we play spells of a variety of different schools, but we also do have the capacity to go Horn of Winter with a Skirting Death to burst our opponent for a boatload of damage. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You can catch me live at twitch.tv/Roffle. Alright. I'm gonna be honest with you, I can't get enough of the Razzle-Dazzling, so I'm gonna keep it going in Shaman now. It's just fun. It's probably a little bit too strong, but it's also a little bit too fun. Could be the Razzle-Mirror. I'll keep the Cactus Cutter on one. I would like to find some of the 1-drops as well. Mostly the Growfin, I think. That guy, yeah. Conductivity is not great at this juncture, but I don't know. It'll be fine. Gorgon Zormu is also a great curve play if we can draw that. Or even just Cookie with the tokens we're about to throw onto the board here. So we're not going to get value off of this, but it just like cycles a card and puts a body on board for the cookery.
Solves any problem.
Okay. That could be a turn 4 play where we just go jamming. Let's go here. Hold up. Let him cook.
Twice as hot to cook twice as fast.
Give Forsaken Scar Metal a chance, man.
Alright. We probably lose the cookie here, but not a big deal.
My dreadmates crave blood.
Let's go here.
Keep it real.
Most other totems I might have considered just going face. I do have like an awkward lack of turn next turn. But it was either I take a bad turn this turn or I take a bad turn next turn, so I just chose this turn.
Could use a trim.
Most of my deck should be playable off the top here. Again, not the best play, but it gave me something to do. I've only played one spell school so far in the fire spell. Next turn I get the Frosty Decor down or the Horn. This is off the board now. I do not think that now is an appropriate time to get horny, so let's do this. It's now 2 spells for the Razzle-Dazzler. Okay. Well, they're edging here, so maybe next turn I get horny. Also, just a thought. Could we start referring to the edging location as the Goon Cave? You heard it here first. Please cite me when referring to it as such in the future. Org. God, this fella is a little bit more difficult to get online when we don't have our man buttons to get it started. That said, we do have a Growfin next turn, or the we can get horned up. I can't imagine they aren't just pressing this button to... Okay. So we go with the Growfin to clear that. That is now a nature spell. We could go something like Conductivity into Pop-Up Frog, play the Trusted Companion on one of the frogs. Or we could just save the Conductivity for the Jive Insect.
Take a good look. You ain't never seen a light again.
Or we could use the Horn of Winter so that we don't die to an 8/8. That's not a bad grab here. Trying to think about whether I want to swing here, and I think the answer is probably not. There might be another big minion I need to clear off, though I do have the Golganeth to potentially do so. Oh. 3 for 3 on the minions is unfortunate for me.
Strike a pose.
Speaking of unfortunate for me, that's the second time an opposing Razzle-Dazzler has gotten a Rocket Hopper against me in like maybe 3 times this card has been played.
Witness the strength of the seas!
I don't think I want to commit too much more here in case they have a Primus.
The runes beside yours.
Because if I buff this up any further, they just eat it.
Remnants of life.
Their shots on this have been nearly perfect, I think. Alright, I think in most instances I'm just dead here. So we need to kind of high roll this. Oh, I'm dead. Actually, I do get a taunt minion here. So unless I get perfect missiles again, maybe I'm not dead. Problem is I don't really have a way to close this out before the double... Well, that's not true. I could draw exactly Jive Insect. They get a couple of these, a couple of googing sessions against me here. But if I draw the Jive Insect, there's a world where we could get lethal, thanks to we have the conductivity. Did I not realize it goes face and all of that was pointless? That's a shame. I think we just got a little bit too far behind and couldn't get the spells of different schools going.
Rukon versus Inge.
The billow sings of your end.
What lurks beyond the firelight?
That is way too horny for me. It's a decent set of cards if we can get a good draw. Okay. This is a good curve. Unfortunately, this doesn't... Cheeseman doesn't come with the spell school, but... like, whatever we draw here does. God, that card is so strong. Let's just get cheesy. It's considering working in a jam session, but we can always get it down next turn with the headliner.
Could use a scrim.
Yeah, this works out reasonably well for me. Also a pretty good draw.
Mesmerizing melody.
I think I hold here so that I can get the conductivity value on... This will overload me by 3. Yeah. So I think we could do something like this, in the jam session. We'd probably lead with the delicious cheese. Go in on the jam session combo and then finish with the frosty decor. Oh no! Unfortunately, we don't get to target this because of the rules change. But because of its position, it still doesn't make sense to copy the frosty decor first. Okay, I thought the death rattle was going to go off in between, but unfortunately that did not happen.
You're crushing it.
That's pretty absurd, though. unlucky. Alright, just need to find the Razzle-Dazzler now, and it will be just turbo nutty. Okay, this guarantees I'll have a Jive insect target for next turn. God, that was such a good response too. Such a strong play. Thought that fellow was going to make it out of this alive. Snipe. Okay, so now we're kind of looking for the skirting death horn setup. It's goonin' time. I think we just go in on this even though it's not great value. Just kidding, it's phenomenal value. This also draws the second Razzle-Dazzler. Oh god, are they looking for the second threads? I suppose they would have gone in the different order if that were the case. They had it already? What? Why did they just give up their entire turn? Like, look, it's massive overkill on everything involved. I mean, and I say that as somebody that is just absolutely terrible at using Threads of Despair.
Strike a pose.
Unless they got a third copy of Threads of Despair. This will be a tough one to... I guess they get the Kangor Dancing King out of this, but... Hold up. Wait, what's going on? Let him cook.
You're crushing it.
You summon a pirate, summon a Oh! Interesting.
I see to you.
I don't think that solved the problem that was presented. But sure was fun to watch.
Brukan versus Malfurion.
I must protect the wild. What lurks beyond the firelight?
Look. Let's just go with the fun play where we get to the Razzle-Dazzler as quickly as possible. We've got 1, 2, 3 already. Like if we get Frosty Decor or Skirting Death, this fella's juicing. perfect. I was just desperate for something to target with this so that I could justify playing the jam session, just because it fits my curve significantly better. Even though, like, yeah, we lose one of the frogs, but there's a good chance we do to the hero power anyway. Yeah, this is perfect. And I definitely want to get this down after the jam session anyway, so this just lines up too cleanly. And now we've got ourselves a totem golem. Let's force them to make this trade. I do think I still want to go with the cactus cutter next turn. Especially after this. So what we can do is Cactus Cutter play the Trusty Companion on the Forg, and then just clean off the rest of the board. Kind of like getting the Frosted Decor down before the Razzle-Dazzler, but we'll see. Could also just simply coin the Razzle-Dazzler next turn, and that's a lot of stats onto the board. Rude. It's such an annoying card.
Mesmerizing melody.
Got this queued up for a Jive Insect now. And I honestly do think it might be worth waiting for that. Just because it might be a little bit challenging to close things out from here. So this is what, Innervate? Okay. GG. Yeah, just tempoing out the Dazzler seemed like a good idea. I need to be less greedy with it in the future, I think. I kind of got that inclination when I was playing the Death Knight deck, but like it's becoming more and more clear the more and more I play with the card. Like even just getting 2 is probably more than enough value. That's still 14 mana worth of stats on turn 5 or 6.
Rukon versus Scarlet.
Let the blight begin.
What lurks beyond the firelight?
Look, we just got a dazzle on the Razzle, you know? Maybe not. I keep getting way too horny way too early. Well, no cactus will remain uncut on my watch.
Eyes on the horizon!
Jesus. That's really quite spooky for me. Okay. How about a copy of Pop-Up Book? Off of this right now. I have no turn for next turn, it looks like. So this just really seems like it's going to have to be a turn where or a game where I try to survive as long as possible for the Horn of Winter into like conductivity skirting death. No card draw for this, but I'm not waiting until next turn for the cookie to get some semblance of value here. Like, I think this could be the Nerubian Egg deck. I just want to take that off the board. Could be Eliza even, and I'm terrified of that. Okay, finally. Tempo cookie, best cookie.
Eyes on the horizon!
This is why we tempoed the cookie. A little bit afraid of this, so let's do this. Swing here. Next turn we potentially have a big conductivity turn depending on what they develop here.
My dread shades crave blood!
So it takes 6 attack, right? So this would be 9, 18. So let's wait one more turn. Especially since there's a world where this Eliza dies, and we get more value off of the conductivity turn. Alternatively, I simply play a Growfin.
Frozen in fear!
Shout it from the mountaintop!
Okay. Just gonna have to go with the Growfin turn. That being on the board is unacceptable. So pray they don't have a second one, and pray they don't kill me here.
One more death can't hurt.
I don't want to, like, get the buff. Seven, 9.
Talk, little Death Knight.
I feel like much of that could have been done in a better order. So it's 7, 10, 13, 26. Okay. That's a pretty good plan B.
Brucon versus Poxy.
Underestimate me at your peril.
What lurks beyond the firelight?
Yeah. Decent curve. Gotten much better off of this. Got it even better after this draw. Let's take 4 damage here. Next turn we probably want to play Sigil and then follow it up with the Cactus Cutter. We're just trying to find... Yeah, that would have been the same way. We would have just missed out on 4 damage.
Solves any problem.
Golganath doesn't really help me find spells of different schools because we already have like the fire spell, which is our overload card.
Brave blood.
That ends up being a better draw here. But I've seen so many on-curve Elizas, and that's not even the one in their deck, so that's going to be a little rough for me. Oh my god. So many Elizas, so much edging happening. Good lord. No. Thank you. Okay. What do you have for me? Pretty good. Got quite a few options available to me next turn as well.
Strike a pose.
Jesus.
Strike a pose.
I've got one of those too. They take the value trades. That's where we can use the Golganath. We also do have the potential to set up a horn so that we can like go with the conductivity play again. Which may be the line here if they don't play the cheese. It just passes initiative back to me, right? And you're not attacking first? What if it kills something? Okay, well. You're just going to die now. I think we might as well develop onto the board, right? They play the cheese. We conductivity, skirting death. The reason. Okay.
Unholy symbol of death.
New plan. We play the Golganath. Clear their board.
Impressed by my bloodthirsty display?
Here. 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 Incredible. This deck is actually really fun. Oh man. It has a lot of different like options available to it at all times. It can do like a pseudo evolve thing, it can do the bursty thing, it can do the jive insect thing, it can Razzle-Dazzler. Highly recommend.